Channel management is when a business seeks all the possible ways of how its product can reach the customer and also the largest customer base. When done properly, channel management will motivate those channels to sell the product and will ultimately develop a relationship between the customer and the product. For this to occur, the business must identify the goals for each of the channels and use various marketing strategies to meet these goals. A business must determine exactly what it wants out of each channel and the individual accounts within those channels, both in terms of reaching the customer and keeping those customers buying their products. Having direct communication with customers in each channel is very important, and once this is achieved, the business will have a better idea of which marketing strategy suits that customer base the best. There are a few different channels that a business could decide to use for particular products. One of the channels is the direct channel, and this is when the vendor sells the product straight to the customer, not involving a middleman. The other kind of channel is an indirect channel, and this is when the vendor pursues sales involving one or more intermediaries, and those intermediaries sell the products to customers. Another big part of channel management is adding value to the product. Every channel member should add value to their product by performing necessary channel tasks and providing expertise for each of those products. Channels are effective when they are managed properly. The managers of each channel should recognize the importance of their task and make informed decisions regarding distribution patterns, selection of channel members, and the assignment of channel responsibilities. Overall, a business must use strategies, implementations, and keep up with customer trends to be able to achieve maximum use of channel management. Some legal and ethical issues for channel management are things such as natural disasters. When natural disaster hits an area, the producer must still get their products and services in and around the area, but their products and services will have to be at a higher price because of the expenses of getting that product to the area. This is legal, however unethical to charge people extra money for something they did not cause and have no control over.
Marketing Information Management, also known as MIM, is the gathering, access, synthesizing, evaluating, and information. You are able to make marketing plans and to figure out the purpose of your product. You practice off maintaining the marketplace. Important things that come with marketing information management is the people and your strategy of how you want to sell something. Collaborations and continuous improvement is another important aspect of marketing info. You are collaborating with your customer in order to improve the way your customers view that product. You must have full knowledge of your product that you are marketing. Marketing research answers questions like what products to produce and how the new products will be promoted. Also can find out what type of competition does MIM determine. You must figure out who are the company's major competitors and what do your competitions offer that you don't. A legal aspect of marketing information management is making sure to have your own original ideas. And when it comes to marketing, you do not want to copy anyone else's idea. That could get you in a lot of trouble with the law. It's called plagiarism. An ethical aspect would be not to be too aggressive when you are marketing. It is okay to push and to persuade people to buy your product, but it is not okay to force it on them.
Product and services don't just appear overnight and become successful. Instead, they have to go through a process called product service management. There is when they obtain, develop, maintain, and improve products and services according to marketing opportunities. Products are typically tangible. This includes, but is not limited to, clothing and food. Services, on the other hand, are intangible. There are two types of services. One is a product-related service. This is when a service is attached to a product. For instance, a remote control car comes with instructions. The second type of service is a pure service. This is when it is not based on a product. For instance, banks. Everyone must participate in product service management if they want their business to be successful. The stages are certain activities businesses must perform during this process, such as developing new products, making marketing plans, coordinating the products with their existing products, sustaining successful products, reassessing products to make sure everything is going how it needs to and meets expectations, and eliminating those products. Factors that affect product service management are the wants and needs of customers, companies' unique goals, cost and resources available, competition, government regulations, economic trends, the stage of the product's life cycle. The life cycle of a product or service includes the introduction as the first stage. This is when the product or service is first introduced to the market. The second stage is the growth stage. This is when more people are starting to buy or use the product or services. The third stage is the maturity stage. This is when the product or service has reached its max point. The final stage of the life cycle is the decline stage. This is when the product or service begins to not be produced as much and people stop buying it. When managed properly, there is a lower risk of failure for the company. There are three major phases of product service management. The first phase is new product development. In this stage, there are many sub-stages, such as coming up with new product and new ideas, screening the ideas to make sure they are workable, testing these ideas for further failure or to make sure the product runs smoothly, constructing a feasibility analysis to ask questions such as, does it meet the customer's wants and needs, provide a profit, and ultimately make the business successful. Developing a test market where you provide a prototype to a certain market so they can provide feedback on your product. And finally, commercialize the product. This is when you have the final product and you are ready to put it on the market. The second phase is monitoring your products and services. You want to make sure that the product is meeting the company's goals and the customer's wants and needs. Finally, the last phase of product service management is eliminating products and services. When they are no longer needed or benefiting the company, you need to eliminate them. It is illegal to provide your customers with misleading information. If your products and services aren't managed properly, your information can get mixed up and therefore you could mislead your customers. It is also unethical to not test your products before putting them on the market. These products could be hazardous to your customers and ultimately develop a bad name for your company, and you don't want that. Pricing, which is also known as fees, admission, tuition, and wages, is determining what to make the exchange value so that the buyers and the sellers believe they are getting the most for their money. Buyers want the low prices, yet the sellers want higher prices. So the trick is to find the perfect balance. You must be realistic with the prices. If they are too low, customers may believe your quality is bad or cheap and not want to buy it. But if the prices are too high, customers may feel as if they're being ripped off. Prices must also be flexible. You need to be able to lower them in tougher economic conditions and when demand is low. But you also need to be able to bounce back if demand is high and the economy is good. Finally, your prices must be competitive. You don't want Target selling a Coke for $1 and you selling a Coke for $3. Pricing is either set by the owner in small businesses or by the marketing department in larger businesses. Company objectives, government regulations, channel members, and the amount of profit affect how goods and services are priced. Pricing ultimately affects many things in marketing. It affects how much research is done and how much time is spent on the research, what materials are used in the production of the product, will there be a profit generated if the price is set at such price, will the customers want to buy the product at this price, will the company's image be boosted, will the promotion type be TV, radio, magazine, and how much will they spend on promotion, and how will they deliver their products from place to place, by train, boat, plane, etc. There are many legal and ethical considerations to think about when pricing. For example, it is illegal to use bait and switch advertising. This is when you bait the customers by saying that a product is at a very low price, yet the product is not even available. Instead, when the customer arrives, you tell them that the product is not available and you try to convince them to buy a more expensive product. It is unethical to set a product at a high price and then gradually lower it so you can reach all customers. This is unethical because one customer will be buying the product for a super high price while the other is buying the exact same product for fairly cheap.
Promotion refers to raising the customer's awareness of a product or brand. This will then generate sales, creating brand loyalty. There are 3 basic objectives to promotion. The first one is to present information to the consumers and others. The second is to increase demand. The third is to differentiate a product. Promotions can be held in physical environments at special events such as concerts, festivals, trade shows, and in the field such as in a grocery store or department store. The purchase of a product can be an incentive with discounts, free items, or a contest. This method is used to increase the sales of a given product. The goal of a promotion is then to reach the most people possible in a time-efficient and cost-efficient manner. With the rise of technological advances, promotions can be done outside of local context and across geographic borders to reach a greater number of potential consumers. Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google+, Tumblr, and Instagram are rated as some of the most popular social networking sites. However, there are downsides to virtual promotions as servers, systems, and websites may crash, fail, or become overloaded.
Selling is defined as planned communication, personalized communication, and influences of purchase decisions and enhances the future. Now, why do customers purchase? They do this to obtain goods and services that they need, and if there is leftover, things that they want. If not, the things that can be purchased for resale by organizations to make a profit. Like a company buying flowers from a wholesaler to sell them at their own store. Now, there are different kinds of things that can be sold. There's tangible, like physical things that are sold, as clothes, houses, food, anything that you can touch. Then there are intangible things, like services, dry cleaning, lawn care, health care, things that cannot be touched. Now, selling things must be done ethically. Organizations must be ethical in selling items. Things shouldn't be overpriced unfairly, or a company should not boast any benefits that in reality aren't there. An example of misleading promotion by a company is when Nutella promoted their hazelnut spread to be healthy and good to have in the mornings. This was really not true. It was very unhealthy. It was exaggerated. Nutella was fined $5 million for this unethical promoting and had to stop releasing that commercial. The role of selling in our economy is a very important part. It is the motor of the economy. If people aren't buying things, the economy goes down. Things always must be sold. Selling promotes competition, affects employment, adds utility, and creates desire for products. Selling can make a lot of people very rich. The characteristics of successful people with selling are simple. People who are good at selling all have common fundamentals. These people are self-confident, have good ethics, great communication skills, and have product and customer knowledge.